Welcome to another episode with your chapter crush, sweetheart. This is Everblue Presents When You're Enough, a chapter crush, sweetheart series. Michel, chapter 22. Love is the strange bewilderment that overtakes one person on account of another person. James Thurber. Okay, I nod. And you're attracted to me and have experienced unexpected feelings and results because of it, which is confusing to you because we're just friends. To the woman's credit, she sits up and looks me in the eyes as she dabs at her nose. Yes, I think that sums it up nicely. Her voice is raspy from crying and doing so much talking, and I try not to smile as I go on. And you're upset because what you felt, especially this morning, could breach our contract, and you want to remain friends because you need a friend. Bronwyn closes her eyes. Well, now you've gone and reached the bottom of it. What are you going to do to me? I stare at the beautiful woman on my lap as I think about it. Setting aside the fact that I'm also struggling to gain control of some obviously crossed wires, there is much to be attracted to in Bronwyn. If I'm being honest with myself, if I were looking to revisit the idea of love a second time, she would be the exact type of person I would look for. Yet, here I am, a broken pile of stones, incapable of housing a thimbleful of love, no less the house that I would need to build to support it. I'm not sure I'm even willing to try. So I take the handkerchief back from her and wipe at her eyes again. I need you to hear me, Bronwyn, I say gruffly. She looks up at me from her perch on my lap, and I should probably put her down, but her dark eyes are so sorrowful, yet hopeful. I can't just yet. When my assignment is over at the end of August, I hope the court case will be finished as well. Then you'll be free to find someone to love you because you deserve love, Bronwyn. You deserve the love of a lifetime, but I can't give it to you. I'll never deliberately take advantage of you because I don't want you to be hurt, okay? But we're okay. We are still friends, and I think we'll be friends for a long time after this is all over. So, I didn't break anything? Just my heart, I sigh. Oh no, that moment when I laid eyes on this woman, she would be the friend who would cry because she was afraid of ruining our friendship. I don't know how I ever thought she was anything like Yvette. No, sweetheart. We both have to learn to navigate this. I mean, husband and wife feels. It comes with a different set of feelings than dating or even being engaged. It should come with a sense of belonging. It should provide at least that safety. So, no, we won't stop being friends just because one or the both of us are struggling to keep those feelings in their proper place. Bronwyn's dark eyes study mine, and I find myself resisting the urge to kiss away her tears. I clear my throat and look away as she stands. Okay, thanks for listening and being understanding. She steps away before turning around to look at me. I'm not sure we resolved the original issue, but I'm okay with you sleeping on the floor. I don't think I can handle waking up. Again, that's for the best, I firmly state. If this is going to work, I also have to keep my hands to myself. And if I can make a request, if you wouldn't mind wearing something to bed other than, oh, Raisin Bran. No, I don't even own anything like that. Well, I didn't. It's why Sam bought it for me. I would never. In fact, if my clothes are revealing, it's because I've worn them out. But yeah, no, definitely. My clothes will be so boring, I'll practically blend in with the walls. Holding back a smile, I also stand. Somehow I doubt that, but thank you for sharing your space, and if you're bothered by my being shirtless at night, no, she squeaks adorably. I know how to keep my eyes to myself. I don't even look at guys when they run shirtless in the summertime. Anyway, no, not a problem. She rolls her lips into her mouth, so I begin to move towards the door. Okay, again, I appreciate it, Winnie. Dorian is at the age when she's too aware of the things that go on. Regardless of what happens between us, I'd like to at least provide a supportive home life for her the next year. I can't bear to think of her going to school saying Mama and Papa sleep in separate rooms, or worse, telling her grandparents. Another divorce will be hard enough to explain, but That's something I'll think about when the time comes. Bronwyn looks up at me, an odd look in her eyes. Do you plan to tell your parents about us? I nod, looking down at the plush coin rug beneath our feet. I'll have to eventually. At some point, we'll have to go to France to file the necessary documents in the courts. Are you willing to take off 2 weeks, perhaps early next year? Bronwyn looks at me askance, but nods. Sure, I can do that. Thanks. I smile appreciatively. Do you plan to tell your family? A look of pain crosses her face as she sighs heavily. They'll never understand. I would have loved for them to be there, but as selfish as it may sound, I'm glad they weren't. Your family wasn't there. Not that you would invite them to something like this, but because it was free of family drama, it felt like a decision just between us. I nod, understanding what she means. You'll have to deal with the fallout at some point. Will you be able to handle it if you wait until you're alone again? Her eyes cloud over as she considers the question. You know, I think the hardest thing for them would be knowing there was someone who was such a big part of my life, yet I excluded them from it. And then I will have cut them out in such a permanent way, all without them knowing. I can't help thinking that will hurt them the most. And honestly, it's a bit hard to reconcile. I frown, a million thoughts going through my head at once. What if I met them? Maybe sometime next summer. I could meet them as someone you will seeing seriously for a few months, and if you tell them we are married, then we can deal with it together. Her eyes widen in fear, but also hope. Really? You'd be willing to do that? Of course, I smile. In fact, I have no plans to be married again. You can get the divorce in your own time. Whatever you need to reconcile it with yourself and your family. Then, when you're ready, you send me the papers if I'm already back in France, and we'll take care of it then. Her eyes fill with tears as she sags against the wall. That's more of a relief than you know, Michel. At least I can tell them. You met him, remember? The devilishly charming Frenchman with abs for days? I laugh, despite myself. Is that how I'm to be remembered? Why not? Bronwyn chuckles. I'm sure I'll be remembered as the neurotic mess who struggled with emotional intelligence. I shake my head. You're too hard on yourself, Winnie. I respond softly. You have far too many redeeming qualities for that to be the first or second thing I remember about you. Ah, shucks. She scuffs her shoe on the floor shyly. You sure know how to treat a girl. Remembering she's neurotic as the third biggest quality is too generous. I laugh again, wondering how she's the one making me feel better when she was the one in tears not 5 minutes ago. Then I realize that's just who she is. She takes care of other people, and in this case, it's me. She doesn't want me to feel awkward about what she said, so she's taking the burden on herself. I bet she's the same around her family. Papa! Dorian calls with a thin voice. Uh-oh, that didn't sound good. Bronwyn's eyes widen at the same time as mine as I rush towards the music room. Dorian sits groaning in the middle of the sofa bed, her blonde hair plastered to her head where it has come undone from her braid. What's the matter, little koala? Oh no, please, please, please. I put a hand to her forehead and my shoulders drop in relief. She's a bit warm, but it's probably a low fever. Yet, when she looks up at me with vacant eyes and says, Papa, I don't feel good, I know I'm in for a rough few hours. The smell of urine then hits me, and I look down, horrified, as a dark stain begins spreading on her pink pajamas and on the sheets beneath her. Zut. Okay, my darling, should we get cleaned up? Dorian nods, so gathering her in the sheets, I lift her up. Bronwyn is still standing where I left her, and when she sees Dorian in my arms, she coos. Oh, poor baby, what happened? Dorian isn't responding, so I gruffly reply, she isn't feeling well. I'm going to get her cleaned up. I'm sorry. She wet the bed, but I'll buy a new. Use our bathroom, Bronwyn interjects. I'll bring her fresh clothes and take care of the sofa. If you want to put her in your bed, I believe there should still be some rubber sheets in the front closet from. Anyway, they're brand new. You can use those. Thanks, I say, moving towards our bathroom. I pause. What's about Bryony? It's fine. After I get the bed clean, I'll Uber to Hartsdale. I'm too tired to worry about the trains and buses anyway. Can I pay for your taxi? I ask, overcome with the feeling it's the right thing to do. She shakes her head. No, I've got it. Thanks. Thank you, Winnie, I say softly before disappearing into the bathroom. I know she thinks I only call her that to get a rise out of her, but honestly, it has grown on me as much as Dory has. But Michel, darling, Dorian says she has another mama and attended a party where you two kissed in front of people. We know nothing about this girl. You say you're together, but who is she? I squeeze my eyes shut, not believing I have to deal with this to cap off today of all days. Earlier, I made the mistake of letting it slip in the family chat that Dorian was sick. My phone then began buzzing non-stop. It was several hours ago when my parents called to speak to her. Not thinking, I handed my feverish daughter the phone and went to get her a bit more of the chicken soup I made. The storm of rotten eggs that unleashed, as Bronwyn would say, was epic. I've never been happier to deal with vomit than I was in that moment. Now it's about 5:30 in the morning at home, and Mama must not have slept because of course she called. I can only hope Papa is also awake to help ease her into this. Mama, I've just got Dorian to sleep. Maybe we can discuss this at another time. Your mama is worried now, Michou. Papa's gruff voice cuts in. Surely you can offer her some comfort until there's time to discuss it further. Papa, Mama, I would love to, but I need to work in the morning. Perhaps I can call you. You won't believe what happened tonight, Michou. Bronwyn groans as she slowly comes through the bedroom door. She looks like a large gray ball of fluff everywhere, except where she just removed her bandana from her hair. I freeze on the makeshift pallet on the floor beside their bed as my parents also go silent. But Bronwyn continues, her voice heavy with exhaustion. I'm absolutely covered in flour, and I'm achy everywhere. She slowly crosses towards me. I know you're already in bed, but you don't happen to give massages at this time of night, do you? Pandemonium erupts as Mama and Papa try to talk at the same time that I do. Winnie, I'm on the phone with. Is that Elle? Put Elle on the phone. Her name is Winnie. Did you hear that, Amy? My parents. I conclude as she stares at me wide-eyed. She points towards the bathroom and whispers, should I just? As my parents continue losing their minds. We won't take up too much of our time. Just a few minutes would be fine, Michou. Mama, Papa, please. She's American and your English is okay, but I haven't had the chance to explain anything yet. Just put us on speakerphone. It's fine. I can't wait to hear her voice. Hold on a moment. My eyes plead with Bronwyn as I put the phone on mute. I'm sorry. I know you must be exhausted, but if you want to grab your clothes and shower, I'll have them off the phone in no time. She frowns, her head reeling back in surprise. It's your parents, right? They found out? I sigh in resignation. I left them on the phone with Dorian for 2 minutes and released a sharknado. Her eyes are tired, but they still sparkle as she chuckles and holds out her hand. I look up at her in shock. But, do you shower? I sputter. She gently shakes her head as she kindly looks down at me. Your family, she says simply. Something shifts in my chest as I unmute the phone. Okay, she'll talk to you, but please keep it brief. She had a very long day. Amidst promises of lands and armies deeded to our future children, I put the phone on speaker as she giggles and takes it from me. Hello? Mama? Papa? Hi! It's so nice to meet you. Although I'm sorry it isn't in person yet. She immediately begins in French, and I can tell as she goes on, they are in love. As they chatter about what happened to them in the past week, Bronwyn asks questions, laughing as she takes the phone into the bathroom and begins running a bath. I immediately follow, taking the bath salts and soap from her. And as she sits on the side of the tub, I test the temperature, adding her favorite scent as she tells my parents the story of how she ended up wearing a 50-pound bag of flour all the way home to the dismay of the Uber driver. My parents are positively charmed by Bronwyn, and I am too, which is likely why I am pulling off her socks and helping her discard her shirt before I realize she's sitting in her tank top and jeans. I immediately drop my hands and step back, shaken by the interaction. It's only been 24 hours. What am I doing? Yet she's grinning at me tiredly as my parents finally get around to the things they truly wanted to know. Well, Belvin, how old are you and how long have you known Michu? Oh, I'm 29 next month, and I've known him about a month and a half now. Time really flew by, didn't it, sweetheart? She winks at me, and I offer a half-smile in return as I lean against the sink, feeling distinctly unnerved. When our brows jump mischievously, I chuckle, and instantly the tension in my chest eases. It certainly did, my love. And how long did it take to begin dating? Papa asks. No time at all, Papa. Your son is very decisive when he makes up his mind. I raise a brow and mouth. Oh, really? As Papa laughs. Taking a hair tie out of a drawer, I gently gather her curls at the top of her head and secure it in a bun. Does she know our boy or what? Papa exclaims to Mama's left ear. So our granddaughter tells us you two have been very lovey lately. Can we expect to hear good news soon? I shake my head with a little laugh. I can't believe it. Why not just ask about the wedding? Yet, Bronwyn's shout of laughter startles me. We haven't started on children yet, but if we do, you'll be the first to know. I inhale. Nothing. I'm gasping for air in the ensuing silence as my parents go dead quiet. Papa clears his throat as Mama ventures. Are you suggesting you and my son are, well, you are trying to have children without marriage, are you? I close my eyes, shaking my head in embarrassment. I am going to be 35 in June. Why, Mama? But I know why. My traditional parents couldn't imagine it any other way. Who am I kidding? I couldn't either. Bronwyn's eyes widen, but she laughs louder. Oh, I'm about to get you in trouble, you naughty man. My mouth goes dry as she says, Mama, Papa, I'm going to tell you something, but you mustn't be offended. What is it, my dear? Mama asks, her tone drenched in curiosity. Michel had every intention of telling you as soon as possible, but he wanted to speak with my parents first. Due to a situation beyond his control, I haven't yet told them myself. Michel wanted to be supportive and wait, but I'm afraid the cat's out the bag. We won't be upset with him, but what is it, dear? Even Papa is on the hook now. I nod at her and turn off the water when she smiles. Mama, Papa, this really isn't my news to tell. Wouldn't you rather hear it from Mishu? I smirk when she hands me the phone as they lose their minds. Yes, Mishu, you can tell us. What is it, darling? I take hold of Bronwyn's hand, overcome by a flutter of nerves. Mama, Papa, Bronwyn and I were married yesterday afternoon. Silence, and then weeping. My heart freezes. I've broken my parents. What was I thinking? Is it true, Mijou? Oh, please tell me it's true. Yes, Papa, it's true. I respond as Mama begins wailing. Oh, we thank God, Mijou. He saw you through to this blessing. Oh, Robin, we love you so much. Thank you for coming into our son's life. You are so precious, dear. My heart thaws as I look between the phone and Bronwyn, but she smiles reassuringly. With that, my heart beats normally again. Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Papa. I'm grateful that he came into my life. I've never loved anyone more than I love him. I'm weak at the admission, but when she winks, I realize how accurate it is since she apparently hasn't dated. I'm still blown away by that information, but focus on concluding the call. And we're almost home free when Mama says, Please tell us you'll have off over the holidays. I look at Bronwyn blankly as I stutter an excuse. Holiday time works very differently here, Mama. We will try to come when we can, but we can't guarantee. Oh, please try, Mishu. Do everything you can, even if it's before or just after the holidays. I'm already shaking my head when Bronwyn whispers, What about the last week of December and first week of January? School's out. I raise my brows. If it's okay with her, I can do it. When she nods, I repeat her offer over the phone. Oh, that's wonderful, Mama and Papa happily exclaim. Okay, well, I have to get this flower off me now, Bronwyn cackles, standing up with a wobble. All right, goodbye, dear. You have our love. Sending you lots of love. Bronwyn laughs, then raises her eyebrow at me and undoes the button of her pants. When I raise a brow and she moves to the zipper, I bolt. The woman is sassy when she wants to be.